Good morning, everybody. I'm just waiting for a little red light. There it is to kick on and let me know that we're recording. Hey, this is Chris Levada. I'm a real estate agent just like you. I'm also the founder of Simple Listing Solutions, which is it's a little teeny real estate sort of think tank shack up on a hill somewhere in Southern California. And we've got a bunch of things bubbling in the laboratory all the time. When I say me, I mean we. I've got a partner, and he is a PhD computer programmer by the name of Dave, and true story. And we're just cooking things up all the time on the stove. And we're also going out and finding great things. And sometimes we find great stuff and we go, man, we don't even need to change this. Let's just throw it out there. Right. So today I'm going to share some of the stuff with you that we've been cooking on the stove. It's delicious. You get to eat it for free. And I'm going to show you guys some ways to make 2014, and not just 2014, because, then it's gone, then what, right? But not just 2014, 2015, 2016, the rest of your real estate careers profitable and joyful, right? Now, your real estate career really can't be joyful if the rest of your life isn't joyful, because it's not like, oh, I go to work, I'm really happy, right? You got to spread the love around. Right. But if you're doing well in real estate and you're working with people that you like to work with who really appreciate you, and you're profitable and you're making money and you got money in the bank, that alleviates a lot of stress and it can add some joy to your life. Right. So, and that's what I want to help people do in my life. That's what I want to help people do, because I know how to do that. I know how to help people achieve greater success in real estate, but forget real estate in their checking account, their life. Like, I like to take it to the next level up, higher than that. Because believe it or not, if you've never met me before, if you have, and you've met me a few times, you know this to be true. But if you haven't, my highest purpose in life is to be of service to people. It's not to sell you guys stuff, because I'm a realtor too. Okay, do I have stuff to sell you? Of course I do. But so does Joe Stumpf, Brian Buffini, Craig Proctor, Howard Brenton, Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, CDPE, Harris University, Program 3648, Reticulous. What else is out there? Realtor.com, Yahoo, Trulia, Zillow. Everybody got stuff to sell you. I understand that because they've tapped my credit card over the years a lot, right? And so today is not a sell-a-thon. It's going to kind of be a talk-a-thon, mostly me. I wish that we were all together at Starbucks right now having coffee so you guys could contribute, because you guys all have amazing things to contribute to the process, to this soup that we're going to create together. When I can open up the microphones, but I can't do that this morning because there's too many people on here, right? But we're going to talk about getting listings. Now, let me just quickly, you're like, okay, wow, so far, okay, that's really interesting. Chris, who are you? I'm not going to spend too much time on who I am, but you can learn all about me over here at Simple Listing Solutions. You can just Google my name. Here's my Facebook page, right? There's my mugshot, so there you go. There's Chris, right? That's me. And I'm a real estate agent, just like you. I'm also sort of considered myself, when I got into real estate, more of a marketer with a real estate license. I got out of college. I had a degree in advertising design. I'd worked for some ad agencies. And then I went to work for a guy by the name of Joe Stumpf. And if you don't know Joe, you really ought to, because he's the #1 dialogue skills coach on the planet for real estate. He is. He's got a big company, Buyer for Only. Brian Buffini is another great trainer out there. Sort of comes out of actually does come out of Joe's sort of solar system. He was a top producing agent for Joe and learned Joe's stuff and went out and started a big successful training organization himself. Both those guys teach great things, great ways for getting referrals, right? But you guys are probably all familiar with them and Craig Proctor and all that stuff, and good for you. That's great. All that stuff helps because it's all good stuff. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how the art of getting listings is not really about stuff, websites in particular. Right. Internet agents, they want to go, I'm going to spend $850 a month on SEO over here on my website to drive a bunch of traffic over there. Tell me to get some listings from this sucker. $850 a month. You could do a lot of other things with $850 a month to get more listings than you're going to get from SEO from a website. Okay. So you may or may not agree with what I'm about to say, but it's just my experience, but not my experience personally. It is my experience personally, but greater than my personal experience. Because there's realtors on here who have done a lot more transactions than me. Okay, because there's a lot of realtors on here. I would assume that there's realtors on here who have done a lot more transactions than me. Right? I've done some transactions. But I work with agents who, like, I work with a guy, Larry Martin, he's already over 100 transactions for this year. Right? Larry Martin, Realty Executives out in Grand Rapids. He's an agent I work with. 100 transactions, right? He's just an agent with an assistant. That's insane. So maybe there's a Larry Martin on here right now. But I'm going to tell you guys this. If you want to go on the internet with a website and get a bunch of real estate business, you're going to get a bunch of buyers. You're going to get a bunch of them. And then you're going to have to weed through all the buyer leads and figure out which ones are good ones, which one are going to buy. And now you're making $9 an hour, right? Unless you're working in a high price point market. And then, you make more than that. But still, that's a treadmill business, man, just grinding out, right? And I'm assuming you're on this webinar today because you want listings. And if you want listings, sure, I'm going to show you some websites and how they come into play. But forget SEO, Google, ad click, pay-per-click, who cares? Because that's not where listings come from, and you don't have to believe me, right? You can call up, I was going to say, call up the National Association of the NRA, the National Rifle Association, the National Association of Realtors. They'll tell you the number one source of listings is referrals. Now, in the last several years, that's been a little bit different. Those numbers have skewed because agents have been chasing short sales all over the place, and they've been getting NOD lists, chasing list pendings that they've been getting from the RedX and, foreclosureradar.com and all that stuff. And they've been listing a lot of those, and those are strangers. So those weren't really referrals. Those were strangers. They went out and converted into non-strangers. And agents that, didn't have big budgets, very successfully doing that at the door knocking, and through the mail. Not on the internet, not online, right? Getting referrals from other agents who didn't like to do short sales, knocking on doors, sending letters. That's what they were doing to get short sale listings. Now, the short sale listings have dried up in a lot of markets. In some markets, they haven't, right? And that game's changed just a little bit, right? But forget, you guys, I want to talk about getting listings. And who cares? Divorce, if the divorce is a cause, if it's a probate, if it's a short sale, if it's a FSBO, if it's an expired that's ready to try again, if it's an REO that's going to dump in my lap, if it's a referral from the neighbor across it, doesn't matter to me. I want listing inventory, right? Right. So we're going to start from that big place, listings, right? So let's not get hung up on what kind of listing, because who cares, right? We need fish. We're going to put some fish in the boat, the kind that we can eat. All right. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, let's look at a website. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what we've been doing over here at Simple Listing Solutions. For a lot of years, since the short sale market came around, we've been doing some pretty cool stuff to get short sales. Like hooking agents up with systems that position them as short. Like here's a book. Here's a book called The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. I give it to an agent. I say, here's your ebook. It's ghostwritten for you. You can edit it. You're the author. It's yours. Great book. And they would play with it, change things, put their photo in it, or they wouldn't do anything to it. But they'd have an ebook. And they'd have a website like this that they could customize to their marketplace. It would say, hey, are you underwater on your Tarpon Springs home or investment property? If you can't afford the payments, I'll help you save it or get paid to avoid foreclosure through free government refi, loan mod, and short sale programs. Because I learned years ago that 10 out of 10 short sale salmon begin life as loan modification minnows who all want to save their home. They don't want to talk about a short sale. They want to talk about save their home. So if you want the listings, you got to be speaking the language they want, right? So I just learned years ago, right? Hey, look, you want to go get short sale listings? Go tell people that you can help them with a loan modification and be in a position to do that, right? Have a guy on your team, HARP 2.0 loan mod. Have a lender. Team up with a lender that can do loan mods, right? And now go out there and tell people you got the best guy in the county on your team for helping get people approved for loan mods and send people over to him, right? If you can get him approved, great. If he can't, he's going to say, sorry, you guys need a short sale. Go talk to Chris, right? Have you read his book? He wrote a book. He's an expert. Chris could help you get up to $45,000 when you short sale. Did you know the Bank of America pays up to $45,000? They're not the only lender. So do you guys see, there's a lot of that stuff just rolled off my tongue very easily because over the last 4 years, I've been helping realtors get a bunch of short sale listings, load their boats with them, right? By positioning them as short sale gurus who wrote a book on, how to short sell your home like an expert without even needing a realtor. And here's all the tools you need to have at it, right? And then, using websites like this. So this is, in that case, sure, this is an important website, but would I spend a bunch of money on SEO to drive people over here to get the book and go, wow, this guy's a guru? No, because it wouldn't work, right? So, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. It would work. I mean, it does work. Believe me, strangers have gone to these websites and said, hey, list my house, but not nearly to the degree that strangers have opened the front door and said, what? As somebody explained the book and said, I'd love to give you a free copy. Right. Those people got a lot more listings than realtors hanging out waiting for strangers to arrive on their website and say, list my house. Okay. The realtors who took the letters that I gave them that go with this website and mailed it to the NODs or went to their front door and stuck it in the crack of the front door with a note on it, right? They got listings to a much higher degree than agents who are just trying to get SEO people to come over here and get the book. Right. So I want you guys to learn quickly what it took me quite a while to learn, right? For free today. You guys are here for free. What I learned was that if you want listings, you've got to get into the relationship business and out of the internet business. Does that mean you don't need a website? No, right? Because the people that you're going to go have relationships with, they're going to want to go to your website and utilize cool tools and see all the cool stuff that, yep, this is my guy, this is my realtor. Right? Plus, when they refer people to you, they're going to say, yeah, go over to the website. So sure, you need a website, right? But your website is not your listing getter. It's your support tool in the process of getting listings. All right. So as a realtor, right, and a marketer with a real estate license who, by the way, flew around the country with Joe Stumpf and some of the sharpest marketing minds on the planet, like Dean Jackson and Evan Pagan and Jerry Ballinger when that great soul was still with us for 8 years. Right? Sold Joe Stumpf a couple $1 million homes right here in Southern California, right? Via Broma and Cambridge, right? You look it up on the MLS if you're in San Diego County, right? So I've been around this business. I hung around a lot of 7-figure income earners and massive producers and amazing brains. And I'm going to share this stuff with you guys today for free. So hang around the conversation and leave here with, whether you're a top producer or you're brand new in the business, with some real good nuggets that you can go just build a life on. Okay, so what I just shared with you was a website can be a powerful tool if you've got information that people want, right? But it's not your boat, you know. it's the paddles, right? And the life preservers. You definitely need them, but it's not the boat of your business. Okay, so here's a website. And I've been doing all this short sale stuff, and then the market changed. By the way, isn't this an interesting message? You know, I can help you save your home, right, through free government refi programs, or get paid, right, to avoid foreclosure. Now, can you always get paid? Of course not. But Bank of America does pay cash sometimes. So does Citibank and Chase. And if there's money available, hey, I'm going to fight like a pit bull to go get it for you, right? People love that kind of language. And, oh, wow, I had no idea. Okay, you're going to help me save my home. Sure, if we can do that, right? I got a guy on my team. Right? He's the best guy in the counter for getting people approved. Right? So that's just a little process, right? This is just a website. But then the market changed, right? So my website had to change, you know, and I changed. Now it's a hot market here in Southern California, like limited inventory, ton of buyers want to take advantage of low interest rates, and they want to just buy, and there's nothing to buy. People fighting over stuff. It's starting to change a little bit. Investors out there mixing up, starting to change a little bit, right? But my message changed completely here in Southern California to a different one. It said, now you can rest assured my farm area, Forest Ranch home, sells for top dollar with a powerful marketing strategy designed for markets just like the one we're in right now. Right? My marketing message right now is, listen, any rookie can sell your home in 4 days, probably bring you 19 offers. Right? That's not the question. The big question is, how much money are you going to leave on the table? Right? See, I've got a system for selling your home that guarantees you get top dollar for your home. So you can rest assured, right, knowing you didn't leave anything on the table. And, you know, it might be $3,000, $4,000 could be the difference. But, hey, $4,000, that's a decent used car in the driveway for your teenager. Do you want to leave that on the table because you let a rookie sell your house? Right? And they didn't have a plan? I didn't think so. Right? So that's sort of the marketing message that I've got going on right now, but a lot more than that. I'm working a farm area, right, and other things. I'm a real estate and divorce advisor, right? Now, check it out. I'm a real estate divorce advisor. What does that mean? Well, it means if you or anybody you know and care about is going through a divorce and there's real estate involved, they probably want somebody like me on their team. Why? Well, read all about it. Right? Here you go. Bring me on your team. It's in your best interest. Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought you were a real estate agent. No, I'm a real estate and divorce advisor. I'm also a foreclosure alternatives advisor. I'm also a probate expert. So if you know somebody whose Aunt Nellie died and she left this property that they need to get rid of through a probate sale, well, I've got 2 different systems for them. I mean, 2 options. They're both killer. I mean, immediate cash, 24-hour. We could do a real fast sale, down and dirty, no inspections, no nothing. Boom. I've got people that can make that happen right away. Or I can get them top dollar for the house. Take a little bit more time. But I've got a unique selling strategy that guarantees they get top dollar so they can rest easy, you know, knowing the estate didn't leave any money on the table. You hear that language again, right, you guys? Get a cash offer on your probate property today. So I'm a probate expert now. I'm a real estate divorce expert now. I'm also a foreclosure alternatives advisor, right? So if you still know somebody who's underwater on their home mortgage, I can help them. By the way, right now, where we're at in 2013, quickly approaching 2014, banks are now modifying home loans at the fastest rate ever, right? And why? Well, because they're getting sued again by the state's attorneys generals, right? They've already been sued once for billions, and now the state's attorneys generals are coming back and saying, hey, listen, we're getting hundreds of complaints about you guys yet again, right? And so if you know anybody who's still underwater on their mortgage, I can help them, right? So do you guys see positioning in real estate? That's key. So the first thing I showed you guys was, hey, don't rely on a website to go get listings, but use one to position yourself. Now I'm going to show you guys some systems to go out and make it rain in not just the last quarter of 2013, but in 2014. That doesn't require me, doesn't require Joe Stump, Brian Buffini, any of those people, right? It just requires changing the radio station, sort of signal between your ears and changing the way you think about things, right? So, okay, so there's a little short sale marketing message. There's a, different marketing message. There's a squeeze page, right, for 55 for seniors, right? Is it time to downsize? Get a free list of San Diego County active adult retirement communities, money-saving tips for selling your own home with great suggestions for where to put all that extra stuff, plus a home valuation. So these are all tools, online internet tools, right? But how do you get people to go there? Do you spend a bunch of money on SEO? I don't think so. I think you need to be working your center of influence, mailing to the target market you want. If it's divorced, then look, let's go get the divorce list. I'll show you how to get those. I've got an entire letter library of letters to send to divorce prospects. Same thing for probate, right? Same thing for short sale. Same thing for FSBO and expireds, right? You target them, and then here's the letter campaign, and then you drive them to a squeeze page or a page where they go, oh, here's the stuff for me, right? But that requires you sending letters. And if you're not going to send letters, that's fine. You can call them on the phone if that's what you prefer to do. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can go walk, knock, and talk, right? But you have to engage with your prospects and then send them over to your website for the thing that they want. If you want to be out there, getting listings and seeing how a website helps, right? But you can also see now how you don't even need a website, right? Look at Craig Proctor. I mean, he made a lot of money as a real estate agent, with Remax up there in Toronto, Canada. I think it was Toronto. He didn't have a computer, didn't have a cell phone, right? He had a shoebox with 8.5 with note cards, like 5x3 note cards, right? And he would just cold call people in the phone book, cold call, and that was his system. Right? So tools and technology, they help grease the tracks for us as real estate professionals, as direct sales professionals. But boy, we can't rely on them. What if the internet shuts down? I don't need the internet. Let's go. I can go find properties. I can go knock on doors. I can go show properties. I can go get it done because I'm in the relationship business. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about right now and show you why you don't need me or any of this elaborate stuff that I've showed you or my letter library. Right? So let's take a look at, here's the story. And I'm going to walk you guys just from the beginning. So this webinar that you came on today is called List. And by the way, you guys, how's the audio coming through? Is it hopefully it's coming through nice and clear? Let me just kind of go down here and say, hey, Jeff P. Phelps, how are you, Jeff? I just unmuted. Can you just say hello?
Hey, greetings, Chris. Here, loud and clear.
Sound nice and clear?
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks for your feedback. I'm going to mute you again. All right, you guys. So let's talk about listing, right? And what kind of listings are out there? Divorce, probate, short sales, seniors, seniors that are downsizing, right? That's a huge market right now. Seniors who are downsizing from a larger home to a smaller home or out of their home completely into like an assisted living community. That's a huge market. Have you guys got that designation? Are you volunteering in a senior community one day a month or one day a week and plugging yourself into those communities? That's a huge opportunity right now. FSBOs, they're starting to show up too because sellers like, I can smell what's going on. There's a bunch of buyers out there. Not a lot of inventory. Prices are going up. I bet I could sell my home on my own. I bet you could, but you're not going to get as much money as I'd get for you, right? Above and beyond any broker fees, I'll get you more money than that. Right. So expired listings, referrals. The reason referrals are in red is because that is critical. That's the linchpin to any profitable surviving real estate practice like Larry Martin has out in Grand Rapids, Michigan for 100 transactions this year. Referrals. Right. And so most agents that hang out and wait for referrals, what they do is they put a little sticker on their car that says, I love referrals. And then they wait for them. Oh, that's a nice strategy, but that's not a strategy at all. That's like jumping off a boat in the middle of the ocean and saying, okay, go away, boat, and leave me out here, and hanging a sign around your neck that says, I don't like sharks, right? And hoping that the sharks are going to go, oh, okay, well, we'll leave you alone. Right? That's not a strategy, right? It's not a strategy like orchestrating referrals, right? And we're going to talk about that. But listen, listings, how to have your best year ever every single year. We're going to do it your way. Right? I think this ought to be your way. I think you guys ought to start as a marketer with a real estate license, looking at your past clients and your center of influence and your mom, right? And your friends, your brothers, everybody who lives in your county, they know you if they're an adult of working age, right? All those people, you're allowed to, by the way, you're in direct sales, right? Not only are you allowed to, you're expected to. There's nothing cheesy about it, right? I'm not saying breathe commission breath on people right now. I'm not talking about be like this salesy sales guy. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is be a sales professional and don't be afraid. Just say, hey, listen, my name's Chris Sylveta. I'm with Keller Williams. Welcome to the neighborhood. If you know anybody, no big deal. People admire that, right? They expect it from a top sales professional. So as a top sales professional, right, be it. And then you'll believe that you're it, and then you'll be it, right? Right? That's really the truth. Believe it, then you'll be it. So as a top sales professional, you've got to look at people the way I've learned to look at people. Right? In my real estate career, here's Tom, right? That's not actually Tom, that's Rick, but I'm going to call him Tom right now. I'm going to call this whole tree Tom. That's Tom the tree. Tom the tree. He's one of my past clients, but he could be my uncle. Could be my Uncle Tom, lives across town. Could be my friend, lives across town. Could be my brother-in-law, whoever, right? Former employer, lives across town, really liked me when I worked for him. Great guy. Chris was a great kid. He used to stock the bread. He did a great job, made all the cans nice and straight, right? He could be that guy. But he loves me. He watched me grow up, and he likes me. Right? So that's Tom the tree. And up in Tom's tree branches, there's all these apples, and you notice there's faces in them because they're really not apples, there's people. Right? Those are the people that Tom knows that I don't know. I don't know any of those people. That's his network around town. Right? And I'll tell you, think about it. In 2014, out of all those people up there in that tree, do you think any of them are going to get divorced or have a close friend getting divorced? Do you think any of those people or any of those people that will have a close friend who may have someone who will die and leave a property or something like that in a probate, like in a trust? Or do you think any of these people will get a job promotion and need to move out of town? Or do you think any of these people might be underwater on their home or their investment property? Of course, there's all kinds of stuff going on up in Tom's tree branches. We just need to be aware of that as marketers with a real estate license. Hey, Tom the tree, what's going on in your tree today? Right? What? What are you talking about? Hey, listen, I just want to let you know I'm not just an agent over here at Keller Williams. I'm also a real estate divorce advisor. I've got some unique training experience around that. So if you know anybody, right, going through the unfortunate situation, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I know this agent. He's a divorce, right? Divorce. I plant a little seed. Okay. So anyway, there's Tom the tree full of apples, right? And let's take a look further, right? 100% juicy referrals. That's what we want, and we want to orchestrate them. We don't want to go lay down in the middle of the field and take a nap with a card in our mouth that says, I love referrals, and hope an apple lands in our mouth. Right? That's not a strategy. That's a nap. Right? A strategy is walking out into the apple orchard with a big stick and beating on the tree until apples fall out of it. Right? And then if you're smart, put the buckets underneath the tree so when they fall out, they already land in the buckets. You don't even need to bend over and pick them up. Right? That's a system. Hey, that's a pretty good system, Chris, but I'd have to have some apple trees. Yeah, you would. In fact, it'd be cool if you had an apple orchard. You could go out there into the apple orchard once, twice, 3 times a month with your big stick, and you could beat on those trees, and you could knock apples out of them. Right? That's called orchestra. Now you got some pies to bake. Right? The other guys out there are still daydreaming about what an apple pie would taste like, and you got an apple pie stand down on the corner. Right? That's the difference, and that's called executing. See, the difference between top producers and everybody else, it's not brain power, it's not IQ, it's execution. Like, I execute at a high level. You know, I walk down the street, knock on doors, words roll out of my mouth. You know, I present myself in a certain way that people say, hey, tell me more. That's really interesting what you just said. It makes me want to ask you some questions. Will you stand here and engage with me? Sure, I will, Mr. Homeowner, right? Because that's my purpose. I'm on purpose when I'm out there. And there are realtors who say, well, hey, my title rep gave me this thing about the San Diego Padres season schedule, and so I'm going to go hand this out, regardless of whether people like baseball or not, and I'll just introduce myself and hand that out. Now, listen, do that if that's all you can do. That's way more productive, by the way, than I'm going to go try and figure out some SEO. Go hand out the San Diego Padre baseball schedule. But if you want to crank it up and execute at a higher level, right, your dialogue, your tools, I'll tell you, it's everything. You can go out into an apple orchard every month. All you guys have apple orchards, and you can beat on the trees, boom, 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 until you get the amount of apples you want. 2 to 3 listings a month, not a problem. Right? And when you get a listing, once you understand how to leverage that listing, you go, oh, wow, the purpose of a listing is to get another one. I'm not just going to put a sign in the front yard. Of course I'm going to put a flyer box on the sign, because a flyer box is a salt lick, and all the neighborhood homeowners are deer. They're going to come to my salt lick, and they're going to lick a flyer right out of my box. Hey, I should have a message on that flyer that positions me as someone they want to meet, someone they want to ask questions of. I should have something on that flyer that makes them go over to my website and give me their name and email address so I can start a relationship with them. Right? But I'll get another opportunity, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a just listed flyer, and I'm going to knock on all the doors around my listing and introduce myself and hand it to them. I'm not going to send it through the mail, because then I don't know what happens to it. Right? And when I do an open house, I'm also going to knock on those same doors and say, hey, it's me again. Come on by the open house today. And I'm going to hand them an open house invite inside my newsletter. Right? And when I sell it, I'm going to knock on those same doors yet again. Hey, it's me. Guess what? 19 offers on that thing. We sold it for top dollar. It didn't take long. We've got some great buyers. There's a new family coming into the neighborhood, Mike and Susan, with their 2 kids, and they've got a big Great Dane. His name is Moses. He's the coolest dog. You'll love him. Oh, wow. And now what did I do with that listing? Yeah, I leveraged it into a bunch of relationships around the neighborhood where I'm positioned as a real estate expert who goes out, works really hard, and gets it done. And you know what? Where there's one listing, usually within 90 days, there's another one. Right? And so if I show you how to get 2 to 3 listings a month, which is like 36 listings a year, and you were leveraging those listings properly with basic systems like that, right? It's not 36 listings, it's more like 45, right? And some high-end buyers. There's some great buyers to work with out there. They're the ones with 20% down payment, right? 90 days to purchase, kind of know where they want to be, and they're ready to go. Right? So what we're talking about right now is how really fundamental it is that we understand we are in the relationship business. We're not in the internet business. Right? We got to get out there. Right? We got to get into networking groups. I just talked to an agent yesterday. She said, Chris, you said something about Meetup, and you're right on. Because I met some guys through Meetup. Right? I ride, you know, I do triathlons. So I ride with a bunch of guys. Right? Turns out, man, these guys are all venture capitalists and doctors and dentists and vice president of marketing for this big pharmaceutical company. And I mean, these guys are all movers and shakers. I met their Meetup, right? Really, wow. You know, and I'm talking to an agent yesterday. She said, Chris, me too. I'm a little old lady up here in the San Francisco Bay Area. All my friends are all fuddy-duds. They don't want to do anything. So I went on to Meetup, and I joined this hiking club because I love to hike. I met all these people, and guess what? They're referring me business. I'm the only realtor. I'm like, So, you guys, I just want to cover that clearly. Now, so what is your job? To go get 2 to 3 listings a month without me, Craig Proctor, Brian Buffini, all those people. Right? Your job is to go deliver your message. Right? And what's your message? It's got to be a unique service offer. Right? You got to have something, and you got to have someone to talk to. Who do you talk to? Apple Orchard. Who do you talk to? People behind the front door around your listings. Who do you talk to? People behind the front door in your farm area that you're going to be coming back again to. Who do you talk to? People behind the NOD or the list pendant that you're going to talk to. Right? Who do you talk to? People on the divorce list you just got that you're sending a letter to. That's who you talk to. Right? You know, not the internet. People out, just strangers anywhere on the internet. I just want them to come over here and find me and like do something with me. No, that doesn't happen. So think about it like this. Right? Divorce. I can help. Did you guys know that I'm not just a real estate agent? I'm a real estate divorce advisor. Right? You're shouting that up into the tree branches of your apple orchard. Right? There's ways to do that. That's called beating on the tree. Right? Beating on the tree. Who do you know? Hey, you know anybody probate? I got 2 killer options that'll help them. Hey, who do you know? You know anybody underwater on their home and their investment property? I can help them for free. The banks are finally modifying loans like crazy. And if I can't help them get their loan modified, by dog it, I'll help them get that thing sold, no foreclosure, put some cash in their pocket, move them on down the road with a fresh start. No, I'll help them go buy a new house, and they're ready to do that too. Do you know anybody? Right. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Oh, I didn't know all that stuff about you. Yeah, my girlfriend, she's getting a divorce, and her husband, boy, they got stuff all over town. I need to tell her about you, Chris. I don't know what they're going to do with their real estate, but I know they're getting divorced. Oh, great. Right. So if you guys were intentional right? Really intentional and purposeful. Then you can see how tools like designations or tools like a web page for people to go to where they read and they go, oh, this is what a divorce advisor does, and this is why I should have her on my team. Tools where they can go over the probate page and go, oh yeah, this is him. Yeah, see how he's got two, right? Then you go, oh yeah, those tools help a lot. Those tools help a lot. Right? But those tools don't do anything for me if you're not out there yelling up into the branches, right? If you're not mailing to the people behind the divorce doors. And when I say mailing, I'm talking letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4. You got a system. Okay, they haven't responded. I'm going to take them off that list and put them on this drip list every 90 days. Right? Not random. Not random. Now, the reason you guys don't do that is because you don't have letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4 for the divorce list, and you don't know where to get the divorce list. You don't have letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4 for the probate. Right? You don't have the newsletter to send out with the letter insert to go into it. Right? But if you did, would you? I would suggest that, here's the thing. If I gave you guys, just said, here's all the letters for divorce, here's all the letter for probate, here's what to send to expired, here's what to send to FSBO, here's what to send to your center of influence every month, determine which ones you want to work and have at it. I would suggest that a lot of you would say, yeah, give it to me for free, I'll do it. And I'd say, okay, here's all your stuff, right? And I'd check in with you in 90 days and you'd be sitting there on the floor and you wouldn't have done anything with any of it because it would just send you into overwhelming. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do, right? You see it happen all the time. I see it happen with Joe Stumpf stuff. They call me up. I just spent $2,000 on Craig Proctor, and it looked pretty good, and it sounds pretty good, but I don't know what to do with this stuff. I hear it all the time. Information overwhelm, right? And so real estate, we got to keep it simple. Keeping it simple means forget everything I just said, because you can't. It's in your brain now. But don't try and hang on to it. Just remember the one thing. Not internet, relationships. That's where listings come from. Leverage your inventory, right? So let me show you, how do you shout up into the branches? Well, and what happens when you do? The apples fall out. But look, you could send letters. You could send postcards. You could send out a newsletter, right? You ought to, right? To your apple orchard. Who's your apple orchard? Right? There's a system, you guys. Let me see if I've got this slide here. I think I do. Yep. Send 3 to 50 every 30 for 2. That's a pretty cool system. 3 to 50 every 30 for 2. You're like, what does that mean? 3 communications to 50 advocates every 30 days for 2 referrals. That's what you're going to get. What kind of referrals? The kind you ask for. So be careful what you ask for, right? If you ask for listings, that's what you'll get. If you ask for buyers, that's what you'll get. But if you send 3 purposeful, intentional communications to 50 advocates every 30 days, you're going to get 2 referrals. Right. So if you guys got 50 advocates, past clients, center of influence, friends, people around town, if you don't, that's okay. Because remember, think about 10 advocates. 10 trees, how many apples are in those trees? Hundreds. Hundreds of apples exist within the branches of 10 trees. So if you say, hey, Chris, I can whittle down my list to just 10. Great. That's a killer little apple orchard, man. You can go bang on 10 trees 3 times every month. Right? And you're going to get 1 good solid referral. Maybe some months you'll do better and get 2. Right? You're going to take that and you're going to work with it. If it's a listing, you're going to go leverage that listing. You're going to turn that into another one. Right? But that's a little system. 3 purposeful communications. So that's like a newsletter, a little note card, and a phone call. And by the way, 10 people, that's not hard to make a phone call to every month. Hey, just checking in, how's it going? Hey, did you get the newsletter this month? What did you think? Blah, blah, blah. Got to go. Bye. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Next phone call. Right? So let's back up here a minute. And in fact, we don't need to. We don't need to. So, I make a newsletter, and it's called The Welcome Mat. There's another great guy out there. He makes a great newsletter. His name is Craig Forte. He's got a killer newsletter over at his business is, you guys, Service for Life, right? Joe Stumpf, Buyer Referral Only. I think his newsletter is kind of ugly, but it works. I know that it works because I know hundreds of Buyer Referral Only members across the country over the years who are like, Chris, how are you? Hey, what's your favorite tool? The newsletter. Why? Because it works. Right? So I'm not telling you guys stuff that I don't know personally works. Right? I've got a newsletter. I love newsletters. I think they're the best tool on the planet for real estate agents because they're like Swiss Army knives. I take my newsletter, I insert letters into it, and then I send it out. So the newsletter itself is like an envelope. They open it up, and it's like a readable. They love the newsletter. They go, wow, it's like an envelope you can eat. Right? But here's a communication. Check this out, you guys. This is free. Right? Dear friends, finally, Banks and mortgage lenders have begun to modify underwater home loans at the fastest pace since the housing market meltdown. The state's attorneys general's lawsuits have finally begun to have an effect, and banks are trying desperately to avoid more fines and penalties. Do you know friends, family, or colleagues underwater on their home mortgage or facing foreclosure? I can help, and my services are 100% free. Banks not keeping a secret, right? Boom. And hey, dear friends, if you know someone who wants to sell their home, I'm pretty sure I know someone who wants to buy it. Can you connect us? Just a reminder that I can help anybody you know get top dollar in this market with the unique and powerful selling strategy. Want to know how it works? Call me anytime and I'll be happy to explain this great way for sellers to rest assured they're getting the highest and best price possible for their investment. Thanks for not keeping me a secret, right? That's just little messages, right? And I insert them into my newsletter, the welcome mat, right? So there's the welcome mat. I stick it in there. I fold this up. I put it in an envelope. Bam, it goes out in the mail to my apple orchard every month. They open up my newsletter. They go, oh, wow, this is cool. I'm going to play the brain game in here. I'm going to check out this recipe for rattlesnake tequila. I'm going to go into the thing on romance night, and I'm going to check out the technology center, play the little game on here, and I'm going to read this note from Chris. Yeah, thanks for not keeping. Hey, I didn't know Chris was a real estate divorce advisor. Hey, I didn't know he was a probate specialist. Hey, I didn't know he was a foreclosure alternatives advisor. See, I'm training my apple orchard every month, right? And I'm reminding them, hey, thanks for not keeping me a secret. Who do you know? Right. So in 2014, you want to make your best year ever, you got to make it the year of new relationships. New relationships. Expand out and then deepen the ones you have and breathe some life back into them. So here's some key ideas for 2014 for you guys, right? Don't need me, don't need anybody. Open houses. Okay. Open houses put you in front of people. If you don't have inventory, borrow it. Right? Borrow inventory from agents in your office, but get into open houses and don't just hold it open. Go knock on all the doors of all the neighbors and say, hey, how's it going? It's Chris with Keller Williams. You know, we got this listing up the street. Come on by today. Good reason to come by. I got some homemade lemonade and some pizza coffee, and you can see what they did in the backyard. Great chance to pick your new neighbor. Here you go. And you hand them your newsletter, right? And an open house invite, right? Why do you hand them your newsletter? It's going to get some shelf life, right? With your mugshot on it and your cool stuff. It shows you wrote a book and things like that. Shows that they can get a free home value report. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Right. So open houses, door knocking, right? Great way to convert strangers into non-strangers, right? People want to sell their house. I'll tell you, I'm going to show you guys a door knocking tool in a minute you guys are going to want to run out and copy it. And you can. In fact, I've got all you guys are registered on here. I'm going to email it out to you. I'm going to email you this tool I'm going to show you in a minute so you can just copy it. And it's a killer listing getting tool. There were some people on here. There's 2 people that just left. They logged out. I'm like, well, they're not going to get it, but you guys are going to get it. So network groups like Meetup, BNI, get plugged in, right? Get plugged in. Volunteering, senior centers, right? Church, coaching soccer, little league. Do you speak another language? Can you go to the library and put on a free language training class or something like that? I'm telling you, you guys, that's where you're going to meet people out there in the community, in your community, who are going to say, this is nice of you that you do this. How cool. What do you do for work? Hey, I'm a real estate agent. Oh, wow, you're a real estate agent? I really like you. You volunteer at senior centers. You coach Little League. You coach kids swimming. You teach second languages. You're awesome. Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, okay, you can be my realtor. Good. I'm put you on my newsletter list. Right. So, and then reestablishing purposeful and intentional, consistent communications with your past clients. You guys all know you need to do it. Some of you are already doing it, but in my experience, very few. That's why I say newsletters are awesome. They're the Swiss Army knife of tools. You can send them out. It's your communication tool every month. There's some great ones out there, some that you can just say, hey, I love, right? Find one that you love, right? But here's the thing. Executing at a high level plus leverage equals success, and I would say phenomenal success. So look around in your own, where do you have leverage points that you're not leveraging? Are you leveraging your inventory? Like I talk to agents, I got 17 listings right now. Well, but they're all in escrow, so I can't do anything with them. What do you mean? Have you met all the neighbors around them yet? No. Well, why don't you pick your favorite out of the 17 listings, the ones you want other listings in those neighborhoods, right? And you go talk to the neighbors and say, hey, listen, this is, Harry Reid. Harry Reid, boy, Congress on my brain. This is sabotage the whole, they're going to slam the door on you. Don't say that. You go out there and say, hey, this is, Joe Blow with Remax Realty down the street. I just want to let you know I sold the house down the street. We had 19 offers. When you say something like that to people across the street, you know what they say back to you? Really? 19 offers? Tell me more. And that's what you guys want to have happen. So those are some basic things you can do. Now here's a tool. I'm going to show you guys a really smart tool for farming. Right? You could send this through the mail, but it's a great tool to hand out at the front door. And if they're not home, you can just bend it and stick it right in the crack of the door at eye level. Right. This is kind of small here, but I'll show you. You guys can probably see what it is, but I'll explain what it is anyway. So this is a two-sided tool, right? And it could fit right into an envelope, right? Fit right into an envelope. And so this is a realtor. She's saying, hey, I thought I need to call 3 different repairmen for this job because I had to have a bunch of different stuff done, right? This says courtesy of the Christy Allen team, right? Keller Williams. Free home inspection and estimate. This is her handyman, right? He does great work on all kinds of stuff. So she's going out as she's farming, walking, knocking, talking, not talking about her. She's talking about him, right? Hey, how's it going? I'm Christy Allen with Keller Williams here in town. I want to let you know something. This guy right here, Michael Williams, Custom Handyman Services in San Diego. He's been my handyman for years. He's a phenomenal guy. He can fix your fence. He can paint. He can do the plumbing. He can do electrical. If you guys are thinking about maybe putting your home on the market, he can do all kinds of things to get ready to do that. And if you're thinking about not putting it on the market, he can do all kinds of things just to get it in shape. And his prices are really, really reasonable. So if you'd like him to come out, here's a nice little coupon to come out and do a free home inspection. Oh, wow. Right. That's not about me. That's about somebody else. Right. And here's a thing for you. That's what that is. And when I turn it over, by the way, I'm doing some home value reports for this neighborhood right now. These aren't your standard home value reports. If you guys, by the way, have ever been onto Zillow and thought that maybe they were wrong, you're probably right. Right. Zillow has no idea of knowing whether or not there's pent-up demand in this neighborhood. They have no idea of knowing that, you remodeled the kitchen last year. They have no idea of knowing if there's a bunch of buyers waiting to buy here and nothing to sell them. Right. Zillow doesn't have a clue. Sometimes Zillow's pretty close and sometimes they're way out in left field. But I put together a home value report, right? The same type of reports we put together for banks called BPOs when they're trying to figure out what their assets are worth. And I'm doing free ones right now for the neighborhood. I'll leave this with you too. If you want to fill that out, you could drop it in the mail and I'll get that report out to you and it'll show you what your home would sell for like in the next 30 days in this market. Now, I can't predict dead on, but it'll be pretty darn close, right? So to give you a real good idea what your home would sell for in the next, say, 30 to 45 days. So if you'd like that, I can mail it to you or email it. Either way. Here you go. Okay. Who's going to be interested in that? Probably somebody thinking about putting their home on the market. That's cool. I'd love to have a free home value report that would show me how much my home would sell for in the next 30 days. Plus, I'd love to have your handyman come out here and for free to do a nice home inspection, point out the stuff that needs to be fixed, and give me a little estimate for fixing it. Right. So that's a great tool. Right. And the way I put it together for my members, they can just pop in their photo and change the info, pop in their logo, right? And then there you go, print it out, and there's your tool. I'm going to email this to all you guys so you can copy it, right, and kind of make your own, right? So this side is promoting your handyman, or, hey, think outside the box, you guys. You can promote, who do you want to promote? You got somebody else that's going to give away something for free that's better? Go get them, right? And then on the other side, this is you. And what I like about this is you could even include, while you're out there walking, knocking, talking, you could bring like an envelope with a self-addressed return envelope, to you with a label on it mailed back to your office with a stamp. And you could hand this thing to people and you could say, listen, all you have to do is fill out this free home value report side, all the detailed information, drop it in this envelope, drop it in the mail, it'll come back to me. And then I can email you your report or I can mail it to you, whichever you prefer. How would you like to receive, Oh, and by the way, I don't share your email information with anybody. It's just going to send you the report. It's not a spam trail. Oh, okay, great. So like if you're standing there with a clipboard at doors when you're working your farm like that, I'll tell you what, you guys, that's executing at a way higher level than handing out the San Diego Padres baseball season schedule that nobody cares about, right? Way higher level. Okay, so I want to share that tool with you guys. Now, I also want to put this pen down, and I'll wrap this up, and I'll wrap this up, though, with something kind of cool. Not even kind of cool, something really cool. Was there any more slides here I want to show you? No. All right. So what I've done over here at Simple Listing Solutions is I've created an entire environment, like for realtors. Think about it like a garage or your shop. And out in your shop, there's websites galore, right? You got website. You want it to be a short sale website? Okay, it's a short sale website. You want it to be a farm area website? Okay, it's a farm area website. You want it to be hot market? You want it to be in Spanish? You want to, work FSBOs, expireds? What do you want? It can do whatever you want. Change the color, push a button, change your brokerage, right? Change the language. Your prospects, they can just come over here and they can say, hey, can you translate this into Bengali for me? And they can just click on a button and they can change your website into Bengali so they can read it, right? You can build unlimited thousands of squeeze pages from this back office system. So these websites come with a back office that allow you to customize it, change the color, add new pages, insert videos, right? Do whatever you want to the website, right? People can come download your books, get free home value reports, watch videos of you explaining things, or you could change this video and pop in a CDPE thing, whatever you'd like, right? Home value calculator, any language. They can search the MLS, right? Look at your listings, all kinds of stuff. There's nothing that the website cannot be and or do. It can be or do anything easily, very easily. And the website itself has a back office with a built-in CRM, a lead center, and then a letter library where you open up the letter library. There's your divorce letters, your probate letters, your FSBO, your center of influence. There they are. Right? There's your newsletter, the welcome ad, just print it out, it's ready to go. Right? There's all your Craigslist ads. You can just click, copy, paste, Craigslist, boom, drive people right to your website. Right? There's the Craigslist training video you can watch and make your own Craigslist ads and drive people right to your website. It's all kinds of stuff, right? So, I don't lose you there. There's a squeeze page. Look at this. Here's a nice little squeeze page. People can just come over here to the squeeze page, right? And what are they going to get over here? Your free book, right? Your free book. This is just one squeeze page, but unlimited, right? Unlimited. So I built a system that agents can log into what I call their back office, and I'm going to show you guys this, and I'm going to give it to you guys for $1 if you want it. It's $1, right? It's every other day of the week. It's $600, but I'm going to give it to you guys for $1 since you hung around. So check it out. You can come over here to the system. You can log in to your back office, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to log in as these folks. All right. So agent logging into back office. Here's what the back office looks like. And that would be the back office for which website are we looking at here? Let's go back to English, right? Yeah, that'd be the back office for this website. So what I've got right here is I've got my lead center, right? Lead center managed prospects. So these are all the people who've opted in for a book or a free home value report or something like that, and they're getting dripped on. I could turn the drip campaigns on or off if I'd like to, Right? Here is my letter library, right? So I can just send out farm letters to my center of influence that I insert into my newsletter, divorce letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4, right? There's my letter library. Here's my download my monthly newsletter, right? So I can just say, hey, all right, here's the October edition of the welcome mat. I don't have to design it. It's already designed. I just have to print it. And it's the best looking realtor newsletter on the planet by far. Sorry, Craig Forte and Joe Stumpf, it just is. You guys look at my web, you know it, right? So here's my newsletter. It's called the Welcome Mat. All I got to do is click print. Print, there it is. Here's the inside pages. Right? Here's the inside pages for the month of October. Here's my newsletter. And my newsletter, all I got to do is put a label right here, boop, and then in 2 folds, this thing goes out in the mail the size of a postcard. Right? Saying, thanks for not keeping me a secret. Your referrals are awesome. And because my newsletter is magic, right, I can change this person. I can change this field. I can change this field and change, instead of getting the free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales, you can get a free copy of my report, Hot Market Tactics, How to Get Top Dollar for Your Home in a Market Like This One. Right? Get a free report. You can just go to my website and download it. Right? I've got a nice cover, custom image here. Right? Here's my little real estate sign. Says what's going on this month. Right. And if I want to, I could put my lender over here and loan information, his programs, or my title people, and they could pay for my postage. If I wanted to, I could do that. I could put them right in there. Right. So I've got this newsletter I could do whatever I want with, or I could just do nothing because it looks great right out of the box. I could just print it, right? And before I send it out in the mail, right, let me get rid of my drawings here. Before I send this thing out in the mail, I'm going to stick something into it, right? Because it folds up, right? There's the gutter, right? It's like a magazine. I print it out on 11 by 17 piece of paper. My home printer does that. Yours may or may not. Right? You could go to any printer and print them out. Black and white, color, however you like. You can email them to your printer and let him print them. Right? But because this thing goes out 2 folds, it folds up. It's kind of like a taco. It's like a sandwich. I put stuff inside it. What do I put inside it? Letters, handwritten notes to my apple orchard. Remember? Shouting up into the branches, I'm a divorce advisor. If you know anybody going through the unfortunate situation, I can help them. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Yeah, that's how I shout up into the branches. I send my newsletter out every month with a letter in it. Right? I also send them other letters. Right? So I've got every tool that I can think of, and as I think of new ones, I just make them, I throw them into the back office. Right? I make this thing for me, and then for you. Right? So I think, oh, Craigslist ads. I need some Craigslist ads. Right? I like to have some good HARP 2.0 Craigslist ads. like this, so that when people click on them, I could just point them to any page of my website, so that when people click on this ad from Craigslist, you know, they're going to go meet Tom. You know, they're going to go meet my mortgage guy, Tom. They're not going to meet me. They want HARP 2.0 help. So I run HARP 2.0 Craigslist ad. People click on it. They meet Tom. They go, hey, how's it going? Tom goes, da-da-da. And then, sorry, I can't help you. You know, you don't qualify because this is why. Well, what do we do? Oh, you should short sale your home. Did you know the banks can get paid? Hey, go talk to Chris. Right? It's a symbiotic relationship. Right? So I've got it. Not only do I have websites for you guys, squeeze pages for you guys, newsletters for you guys, letters for you guys, postcards. I'm going to give you guys this stuff for $1. Right? These ads, you can point them to any page you want. Point them to any page you want. You just grab the code, paste it in Craigslist, click, boom, done. And not only that, I teach you how to make these ads, these image ads. I give you the tools to make them. I give you a little video training, show you how to make your own Craigslist ads, and point them to pages that I give you. Pages like buyer pages, right? So I'll show you guys how to go generate 5-star buyer prospects today. What's a 5-star buyer prospect? 20% down payment or better, willing to sign a buyer broker agreement, and got a time frame to purchase that includes sometime within the next couple of months. Let's go. Right? 5-star buyers. Right? So what would that look like? Here's a page, Find My Del Mar Home. I'll just briefly show you guys this, okay? It says a proactive agent with the right system can find the home you want even when it's not on the market. And I tell a story about how I do that. And your agent isn't doing any of this stuff that I do, right? Is he? And they read this and they go, no, wow. And I say, I know, I didn't think so. And then they look at this form and they go, yeah, we want you on our team because our agent's not doing any of that stuff. And we didn't sign a buyer broker agreement with him because we don't even know what that is. He didn't ask. But yeah, of course we do that with you. And yeah, we got a down payment. Our purchase price range is this amount and we're ready to purchase in this time frame. Please help us. Right? That's what I do. How do I get people to come over here? I run little Craigslist ads. Lovely Del Mar, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, stuff that's not even on the market these days because there's nothing on the market and they get clicked on. Right? And the people, when they click on them, they don't resent that they're not getting the property. They're happy that they found somebody who's going to help them get the property. Right? I'll show you guys how to do that stuff. I'll show you guys how to get listings. Right? I got so much stuff going on over here. I can show you guys this stuff for 3 days. But here's what I really want to show you because I had a blast doing this yesterday, and I'm going to do it today. And, okay, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to do it tomorrow because I'm on the East Coast tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow's my East Coast. I'm up at 6 a.m., and there's going to be some people on here that haven't been on here yet. But here's what I would love to invite you guys to do, and I can't imagine you not doing it. I can't imagine you not doing it. If there's some reason you're not doing it, send me an email and tell me what it is. I'd be like, because I have to know. Right? So here's the thing. I did this yesterday, and I did this once about a month ago with a group for a little bit of a test, and I kind of like what happened. And so we're doing this today and tomorrow, right? So here's the deal. If you came over here to my website at simplelistingsolutions.com and said, hey, Chris, I want your system, it costs you $600. It's a one-time setup fee of $600, right? And then about $49 a month, right? Always, right? A lot of people gone before you, like this $600, here you go, boom, I'm in, right? That are still in today, getting listings, doing business, and you can talk to them. You can talk to agents using this system, right? Agents like, here's Larry Martin right here. The guy, Larry Martin, Realty Executives, Grandville, Michigan. There he is, 100 transactions this year, right? He's an active agent right now. You can talk to him, right? In fact, we can go to Grand Rapids. Here we can go and pull up his home. Here's Larry Martin right here. So here's a guy using the system, right? All right, so there's Larry. All right, you guys can come over here. You can talk to Tom Jacobs. You could talk to, here's a guy with Sotheby's up in Napa Valley, California, Adam Benconi. You can talk to Tom Reinberg down in Jacksonville, Florida. Right? You can talk to Ed Trivers in San Bernardino, California. You can talk to a lot of people. I'll connect you with them, right? And you're going to tell them you paid $1, they're going to get mad at me. So I wouldn't do that, but you could talk to them. Okay, so if you guys came over here to sign up, you click sign up, you're going to see that, hey, okay, the stealth system includes a whole bunch of stuff you didn't even get to see yet, right? That will push you into information overwhelm unless you have someone to hold your hand and walk you through the process, and you do. It's me, right? It's $597, right? So don't do that. Instead, my friends, if you want this system, right, if you want an entire listing getting library of your letters, your postcards, ebooks, unlimited ability to make squeeze pages, plus squeeze pages that are already made for you, you want to go after seniors, you want to go after whatever, you decide, right? Here's what it is. It's $49 a month. It's month to month, right? There's no contract. You can cancel anytime you want, right? That's what the system is today, right? But there's only one way. You have to have a secret code, and I'm going to give it to you. And you'd have to go to a secret place. You'd have to go over to simplelistingsolutions.com, and then you'd have to write in / and write the word offer. Offer. And it should be reactivated. And I'm going to give you a code that's going to work until midnight tonight. All right. So simplelistingsolutions.com / offer. And then you're going to type in there you go, DLR DEAL, $1 deal, $1 deal, right? $1 deal. Just click submit. And until midnight tonight, and quite possibly midnight, well, it'll be midnight tomorrow. It'll be 9 p.m. tomorrow, West Coast time, right? Until 9 p.m. tomorrow, West Coast time, you can do this, right? You click continue, and look what happens. Yeah. So you guys right now, I know you guys have websites right now that you got. I got a Z57 website. It costs more than $49 a month. It doesn't do any of those things. It doesn't come with letters, postcards, ebooks. It doesn't come with squeeze pages. It doesn't come with newsletter. I know. So that's why, like, if you don't sign up, send me an email. Like, say why, right? Say, hey, Chris, I'm planning on getting run over by a bus or something. I'm getting out of real estate tomorrow. And let me know, because I'd be curious. And so, hey, thank you guys. I hope you got some great ideas today about apple trees. Tom the tree. Tom's got 100 apples up in his branches. You don't know who they are, but you want to, and you need to learn how to shout up into those branches every month. And a newsletter is one great tool to do that. A handwritten note stuck in it makes it even better, right? You execute at a higher level. And the handwritten note should ask for what you want, right? Hey friends, how's it going? I got a bunch of buyers right now and no inventory. And I'm not the only agent now with no inventory. It's just a problem right now. There's no inventory on the market, which means if you know someone who wants to sell, I can marry him to a buyer pretty quickly and save him some money in the process. Who do you know? Thanks for not keeping me a secret. You see, that's an intentional, purposeful communication. You write it on a note, you stick it in the newsletter, you send it to your apple orchard. Right? A month later, you write another one, you stick it in the note, you send it to the apple orchard. Right? And now you have a system in place. And it's a system much better than a sticker called I Love Referrals. Right? And I'll show you guys when you're using this system how to get other people to pay your postage. It's really easy. I've got a system that you can use to very easily get other people to pay your postage. Very easily. Right? So, yeah, and you guys, by the way, these websites, SEO, yeah, you can do whatever you want to these things. You can SEO trick them out. I'm not anti-SEO. I'm all for it. But I think, $850 a month spending in SEO, you guys are better off getting a blog, right, and hiring a blogger to blog for you, because you could get a good blog article for like $50. You could get a good article, which means you could get 4 articles a month for $200, right? And your blog would get killer SEO pretty quickly, right? And that would be way better instrument for you than spending $850 a month to point at a real estate website. Right, because websites are really about getting people, and blogs are really about educating people. And Google loves blogs much more than they love websites, and they always will. Okay, so just be aware of that. But these websites, there's nothing that you cannot do to them, right? So I could log in. I'm not going to log in right now, but I could just, the sky's the limit. Change the color, change the background color, add new pages, take pages away, And I don't need to know HTML computer programming. If I could work in a Microsoft Word document, I could rewrite this whole headline, right? 5 seconds, right? I could insert a new video. I could insert pictures. I could insert videos. I could make as many pages as I want. Like, let's go over here and look at, here's a RE/MAX agent out in Michigan who's doing a lot of business. This is Rick Geese, right? This is Rick Geese. And you guys can look him up. Say, hey, you use Simple Listing Solutions. You use Chris, right? What's the story? Is this thing for real? Right? You guys go do your due diligence. Don't count on me, right? I'm like, I made the stuff. Right? I get I'm the one who gets your money. Right? Ask these agents I'm showing you. Right? Here's Rick. Look, downsizing in 5 simple steps. Right? Rick's going after senior market, probate market, divorce market, and short sale market. He's been doing really well in all of them. Just starting to make new inroads in the senior market, right? But he's been tackling short sales and divorce and probate for years and doing really well at it. Right? And he's a great advocate of us. So, look around, you guys, but don't look around and past 9 p.m. tomorrow or you're going to give me $600. All right. So go do good work. Thanks for your time today. thanks for not keeping us a secret at Simple Listing Solutions, because, I think what we're doing, there's nobody doing anything like what we're doing. But we all say that. I know. So go check us out. Go check out other people and go do great work. And I hope to join your team, because when you're using these tools, I come on to your team. I set them up. I bring Dave. He's the PhD computer programmer guy. We set the stuff up for you. We hold your hand. You can get us on the phone. You can get us on the email. In fact, let me just show you something. Let's just read what this guy, Adam Menconi, with Sotheby's, who you can call up right now in Napa Valley, California. Let's just see what he wrote. He wrote, in the first 2 months of using Chris's system, I netted over $45,000 with 3 deals that I wouldn't have gotten without it. Right. Since that time, I've utilized his help in making this a banner year and currently have 12 short sales in escrow with more coming on every week. That's not what I wanted you to know. Here's what I wanted you to know. He says, I joined almost 10 months ago. I love the system, but if I didn't like and trust Chris, I never would have worked with him. It was clear to me that he actually cared and wanted to help me. Call him crazy, but after 10 months, he still gets on the phone and works with me on the new ideas and strategies. Who does that? You guys, you go to work for Buyer for Loan, you try and get Joe Stumpf on the phone. Try and get Brian Buffini on the phone. I'm not saying I'm Joe Stumpf. I don't have 3 Porsches and a multi-million-dollar house, but I'm not interested in that stuff, right? But I'm on your team, right? You guys make the investment in me, I'll make an investment in you, and I'll come on your team, and I'll bring you a lot more value than $50 a month. So thanks for your time today. Go do good work. Bye.